Hello and welcome to another pattern recognition video. So this will be part 2 with some more checkmate patterns, and I'll try and shorten this video down maybe to 10 problems. In the past I've done 20, but the video drags out kind of long, and then I talk too much sometimes. All right, so let's see here. We have a check. The king ran to c4 here. What do we do now? Okay. Well, look for the checks first, as they are most forcing, the most important moves. Okay, hopefully you found the answer here, and go ahead and pause the video if you need more time to think. If not, here we go. We're going to bring the queen over, delivering check. Now, when a king is under fire, he has 3 options. Capture the checking piece, block the checking piece, or run from the checking piece. All right. So, capture, block, or run. Knight will capture, and the rook will recapture, delivering mate. So here we go. Okay, a good pattern of the 2 rooks working together, delivering mate. All right, now a knight has just jumped forward here, but it's our turn. How can we deliver the mate? Okay, great pattern here. We notice a bishop that is attacking around a fianchettoed position. And now if we, pause the video if you think you have it. Let's move on, but if not, figure it out. All right, we're going to go here and then try and get the queen up to here. And there's no way to stop that. There is a way to slow it down, it looks like. Once we go here with our queen, we do have to keep an eye out. If there are any surprise moves, our opponent could capture here, sacrificing his queen, but that's only temporary. All right, so here we go. Yeah, and the computer doesn't go any further because that would just slow things down. We would just capture the queen, and then there's no, if there was, there's another check. I guess they could go here, but then we just capture that. And you don't need to see all that. But there's no way to stop this mate right here. A great pattern of taking advantage of the weakened squares because there's no longer a black bishop in there. All right. Now we have what? A capture. Looks like a queen and knight working together. Okay. Well, this should be, a fairly simple pattern for you to figure out. Pause if you need more time. If not, here we go. The queen is going to attack, forcing the king onto the H file, and then the queen can move up to here, backed up by the knight. All right, here we go. And mate. Good little pattern there. All right, on to the next one. What do we have going on here? Bishop is attacking, also pinning the rook to our queen. What can we do? Well, all right. This is an interesting little problem here. Okay, hopefully you figured it out. And the key is to look at all the pieces on the board because the action's going on over here on the king side, but sometimes a piece across the board like that bishop comes into play. So hopefully you figured this out. We have a queen sacrifice pattern capturing the knight, forcing the king to recapture, and then the rook can step over, delivering the mate. So here we go. And mate, because the bishop is backing that rook up, and this rook is cutting off any escape. All right, we're almost halfway there. Oh, we just had a capture here. We need to work quickly. What can we do? Okay, hopefully you figured this one out. We have a bishop covering this area around the king. The queen is protecting the bishop, covering there on e2. So what can we do? Well, look at all the pieces. As I mentioned in the last puzzle, even the ones across the board away from the action. And hopefully you will notice the bishop. All right, here we go. Bishop there, delivering a check. The only way to temporarily stop the check is to block, but then we can just capture there. All right, and mate. All right, bishops, the bishop pair working together on an open board, very dangerous. So, keep an eye out for any attacks with the bishop pair. All right, halfway there. Here we go. Okay, well, the king, why did the king, okay, the king was in check, that's why, and moved here. We have that promotion with check. So, hopefully you figured this one out. Pause the video if you need more time. If not, here we go. We're going to move the king to here. And then we will be able to deliver mate with a pawn. So, this is a good pattern of using your pawns and your king to cut off an area around the king. And then we just deliver the mate with the other pawn. Okay, 4 more to go. What do we have here? All right, hopefully you figured this one out. There aren't many pieces on the board, so we only have a few to work with. There is the threat of a back rank attack, but that could be blocked, but it's our turn. So, what do we do? Queen is cutting off the king. All right, here we go. Hopefully you figured it out. Bishop check. King will be forced to run, and then our queen can deliver mate on the back rank. All right, 3 to go. And this is a great pattern. You always look out for back rank mate threats because they can happen quite often. All right. King in the middle. How do we take advantage of that? All right, look for those checks. Queen can go here and check. Could check there, but the pawn would take the queen. Here's another opportunity. Which one is the best? So, bishop is cutting off the king from running to the light squares here and here. Okay, hopefully you got this one. We are going to deliver a check here. The king cannot run anywhere and will have to block. but we can just capture, delivering mate on f5. Check and mate. All right, and remember to try and solve puzzles in your head completely, as much as you can. These are mate in 2, so they're not too difficult. And let me know with any comments whether you want, more difficult puzzles, more of these checkmate puzzles, or, would you like to see random puzzles that are more closely simulate a game where you don't know what the tactic's going to be. Just I'm always interested to hear what you have to say. Okay, here we go. Let me go back. Did we? Okay, I guess I wanted to make sure I didn't skip ahead. Okay, here we go. All right. Bishop has just moved. It was under attack by a pawn. What do we want to do here? And why didn't the bishop capture that? Okay. Well, here we go. Hopefully you figured this one out. Look for those checks. The rook would be captured if it goes here or here. So what other checks do we have? The bishop. Hopefully you found the bishop check here. The king will be forced to move. But to where? Here or here. And the rook can deliver a mate here. Okay, check and mate. A good combo of bishop and rook working together. All right, one more. The final problem. The king was in check by the pawn. Moves up here. What can we do? All right. Good little pattern here. And a lot of beginners overlook the possibility of using your pawns in a checkmating attack, or in other attacks, forks. So, rook is covering that area, and here as well. So hopefully you figure this one out. Pause the video if you need more time. If not, here we go. We are going to push forward, delivering a check. Remember, when a king is being checked, the options are to capture the checking piece, block, or run. Now here, nothing can capture the pawn. When they're side by side or diagonally one square away from one another, they can't block. So the only option is to run. The king will have to run to here. And then our other pawn will be able to push forward, delivering a mate with the help of this bishop, which will control the dark squares here. So hopefully you found all that. Pause the video if you want to calculate it out in your head. Here we go. Check, king runs, and mate. And, pretty cool pattern here of pawn checking, pawn cutting off an escape square, bishop cutting off, I used that word again. I apologize to that one viewer. So, I should say escape square instead of throwing an X in there. All right, here we go. We just trapped the king. I'll do one more puzzle as a bonus. Okay, what do we have here? Pawn is pushed forward. How can we go after our opponent? Well, our opponent is trapped. So hopefully you figured this one out. Go ahead and pause if you need more time. If not, here we go. We're going to put the rook up here and mate on the side of the board here, because our king is covering here, and the pawn is covering the other pawn, and there's no way, this pawn will be able to promote, but we'll be able to mate before they can check us. So there we go. The final problem. Okay, I hope you enjoyed these checkmate patterns. I will do more of these in the future. Feel free to leave any comments, like and subscribe to support the channel. As always, thank you for watching and have a super chess day.